Hey guys, it's TheFrXion here at Tank12, having to call me, I don't really care, and welcome back to World of Tanks. Today we're going to be making a video about the free buffed light tanks. And it's 3 premium light tanks that have been buffed. The T92, the M41D, and the FV1066 Senlac. That's the pretend Chinese, because the M41D is buffs right here. We're just going to go through them real quickly. The T92's buffs mainly armor penetration. Your tank now boasts 189mm of pen with the APCR shell. Previously, I think it was something along the lines of 175. And the heat shells also have gotten a pen upgrade from about, I think, 215 to 230. So these buffs are major, but it's probably nice to see if you're playing these tanks mainly, and you get a little bit of a buff. Additionally, I think some love for light tanks is always a nice thing. Moving on to the M41D. The Chinese Walker Bulldog has gotten the most buffs. It actually has gotten a better top speed. Now it's 68 kilometers per hour top speed. Got a better traverse speed. Previously it was 22 kilometers per hour top speed. And its view range has been upgraded as well. The base view range of the M41D is now 410 meters. Previously I think it was 400 meters. So really nice buffs, and it seems to me that this could be now the best M41 Walker Bulldog in the game. Moving on to the Senlac. Now this is a light tank line, and it still surprises me to this. Didn't really get an overhaul at all so far, because if we look at the British light tank line at the moment, you can see that there are several vehicles. I almost didn't find them. And the Setter, the LHMTV, the G-SOAR, and the Manticore, basically from the Setter all the way to the G-SOAR, one is worse than the other. G-SOAR is an absolute piece of trash. I kind of skipped it because it's a tank that is supposed to have high alpha damage for a light tank without any real DPM to back that up, and you are just kind of slow, sluggish, you're a small target, and in the age of wheeled light tanks, well, you're absolutely not going to be able to do anything with that G-SOAR. Now, I'm currently not really playing the Manticore at all, but I am going to be making a video about the Manticore once I will be playing this vehicle. So look forward to the British tech tree line. The Senlac here did get some little buffs. Its view range was increased to also 410 meters. Previously, the Senlac had a view range of 400 meters. Here is the gun dispersion has been upgraded, so your tank now is a lot better at range than it was previously. So yeah, the accuracy I think prior was 0.38, and now it's 0.34 or 0.345 to be more exact. So this is actually one of the few or the only British light tank in the game that actually has DPM. So you have 2000 damage per minute on this one, and if we just compare it to the LHMTV, which I do have fully upgraded, and we take a look at the statistics, no, I meant the characteristics, not the, you'll see that the LHMTV is worse off by a mile. So yeah, the DPM on this thing is 1410, and that's atrocious. That's even worse than the Hawk 12 or whatever it was called, that German tier 8 light tank that was already an absolute joke. But yes, the Senlac on the other hand is pretty well equipped. 2000 DPM, and it combines all of the strengths that the other vehicles have, but also with a pretty good nifty gun. And as I'm looking into my G-SOAR crew right now at the moment, I can see that my crew is absolutely horrendously trained. Where is Brothers in Arms? Where is Concealment? And yes, it looks like this is just a crew I kind of slapped together, and I didn't really took too much time in investing, the best skills. But either way, we're going to be playing probably in the M41D because the most pressing, and also I don't want to embarrass myself in the Senlac with a crew as bad as that one. This video is this is not going to be titled a review per se. This video is going to be titled an update video, so just so you guys know, we can talk a little bit about the buffs and the upgrades that these vehicles did get, so you know what kind of changes have occurred, because I certainly have a review on the M41D. I think I have a review on the channel. I might have a review on the T92, and I probably don't have a review on the Senlac, but those things can still change in the future. I might do a review on either one of those vehicles if it turns out that I haven't really reviewed either one of them. But right now we're going to be playing the M41D. So, nice tier 8 matchup. We are on Abbey, and this is a map that you have several different options to actually, decide what you want to do. What I've noticed is that scouts on this map are not very effective at proxy. Well, at least they're effective at proxy spotting, but they're not very effective at, what do you call it again? I haven't played this game in a while now, or I haven't played light tanks in a while. So it's passive scouting. Yes, exactly. I haven't really passive scouted in a while, but on this map it's a bit difficult to passive scout. But what we're going to be doing right now is, I don't want to get into combat at first. I want to test the top speed, and we get up to 62 kilometers already. In a straight line we can reach this 68 almost. And I want to get into this bush, and I want to spot these guys that are going to be coming in from the other side. So this HWK-30 has the exact same idea, and I probably have to move away from here in just a second, because this is a very obvious position to, scout in. So I really want to back away and maybe not drive into my allies that are right there. And then I probably will want to reposition myself. This is a bit of an awkward scenario right now, because I hope my team would be able to destroy the HWK-30, but they didn't really position themselves fast enough, and that HWK-30 had free roam to get into that spot very easily. But what I can say so far, the speed is really nice, and it feels like this tank has gotten a little bit of an overhaul. It could be that we're going to be overrun on that side, so I want to help out in the city real fast. There's a Pagetto 46 that is just about dead, and I'm going to use this second right here where everyone is just kind of, involved in something else, to move up the hill, get into the Abbey, and see if I can get some parting shots at the side of these guys when they inevitably will be pushing. And also I will have to assist with some side shots over here, so we can put some pressure on the guys over there. The very dangerous part of being on Abbey and being up here in the Abbey itself is, if you're not careful enough, you will get spotted, and it's quite easy to actually kill you if you're not careful. There are a lot of buildings where you can take cover, but it's really dependent on how you play it, so that's really important. We have to assist them with this horde that is going to be crossing this line probably in just a second, but I think they should be enough people over there to engage that defender and maybe the T-54. Right there we have the SU-130PM. Unluckily, we cannot really punish him for showing his face right there while we're engaging the other guys. The thing is, now with the Bisonte over there, we kind of know where everyone is. The only tanks that haven't been spotted are the G-Sor and the Scorpion. Two very dangerous tanks, certainly. There's the G-Sor. He's right in the middle of it. We have the Bisonte in the middle that is kind of guarding anything passing through, anything passing through the middle. But maybe we can put some pressure on them. There's a Scorpion that I'm pretty sure, okay, yeah, there's a Scorpion. I was pretty sure that the Scorpion was hiding back at base. And they have a Pantera who hasn't shown himself yet. And we'll have to be a bit careful with our maneuvering here, because we don't want to expose ourselves to the Bisonte. My idea was actually to fall in from the back and put some pressure on these guys over here, but I don't think that I'm going to be able to do that just right now. So I'm just gonna see if I can put some pressure on this G-Sor, get my guys to shoot him up here. You know, they will be able to spot him themselves, but we have to kill this G-Sor, and we have a pixel right there, and we actually do manage to hit that pixel, which is quite fascinating. But there are some really neat features that they've implemented into the game recently, and if I hit tab, you can see the HP of all the vehicles on the minimap. That is really great, so I don't even have to turn my turret around. All of those informations, you know, all of the intel really helps you in a scenario where you need to have the maximum amount of information, and where information will win you the battle in the end. But now, very nicely done by my team. They held the corner, they waited for the push, they let the push ebb away, and now we have the opportunity to counter push them. I know that the G-Sor is right there, so I'll have to be careful when I'm pushing him. They took the Abbey because we gave them too much room, but if we take out the G-Sor and the Scorpion, well, they're going to be in a very awkward scenario because they have the hill, and we'll have them surrounded. So there's the G-Sor. That is a very awkward scenario right here. And yeah, I got stuck on the rock, and the G-Sor managed to finish me off. Because the G-Sor is a tank that has a 4-round auto-loading clip, and it can just do that to me if I'm not careful enough. I thought the G-Sor was in the middle. He was expecting a push, and props to the G-Sor because he certainly was more, what do you call it? He was, I don't even know what you call it, but he was there when it was needed, and he really managed to put some pressure on us. Unfortunately for us, though, it meant that we were taken out by a very nice clip of him, and we kind of lost too much HP previously with the HWK-30. That's just a reminder of how easily you can lose your HP if you're playing a light tank, and how difficult it is in a light tank to preserve that HP. Because if you do get into a tank such as the G-Sor, or maybe a Progetto 46 or some other light tank with an autoloader, or maybe a tank destroyer with a lot of you know, alpha damage, you're going to be looking down the drain very, very awkwardly. But still, I think this was a good game, and probably the perfect length to show off the ability of the M41D again. This is not a review, just to clarify it once more. This is just a little upgrade video or update video on how the buffs have affected this tank, and I think it now plays like previously. I already liked the M41D, but I think with these patches, this could be my favorite Walker Bulldog in the game. And it just combines all of those nice things that the Walker Bulldog already had and makes them a little bit better. And to be fair, I don't see why it should be a bad thing to have a, you know, a decent light tank in the game. But what's quite interesting is that all of these buffs actually came for light tanks, for premium vehicles, and like the standard vehicles didn't really get a much needed overhaul in certain areas, but they're still working on a lot of things. So nice to see that we get some upgrades, and hopefully you guys, do you like the updates to the M41D, to the T92, to the Senlac? Did you even know that these guys were buffed? And in the next patch, which will probably come out anytime in August, release the new Czechoslovakian heavy tank line, which is going to be quite interesting. So I'll be making videos about that. There is certainly already the test server, the opportunity. But until then, I hope you guys have a good one, have a nice summer, and I'll see you guys on the next video.